In this video, we are going to show you the perfect itinerary for Vancouver. One of the questions we get the most is how to build a logical itinerary through the most beautiful city on Canada's west coast. To see the absolute basics just downtown and Stanley Park, you need 3 days. But to take it easy, visit the North Shore, mountains, museums, and do incredible nature tours, we recommend at least 5 to 6 days. That is why we prepared a super complete 6-day itinerary with the best of Vancouver grouped by region so you do not waste time. So let us get started. What is the best time to visit Vancouver? The city has a different climate from the rest of Canada. The best time by far is summer from June to September, when days are long, sunny, and perfect for beaches and trails. Autumn in September and October is beautiful for the colors of the leaves, but it starts to rain. Summer is dry and pleasant. Winter from November to March is very rainy and gray, although it does not get the extreme cold of the east, but it is great for those who want to ski in the nearby mountains. Spring is beautiful with cherry blossoms in April. And how many days to stay in Vancouver? The city is surrounded by nature and has many outdoor activities. The #1 mistake is thinking that you can see everything in 2 days. It is formed by charming neighborhoods like West End and Gastown. The bare minimum we recommend is 4 full days. But the ideal is 6 days to include a day trip to Whistler or Victoria. Now let us get to the day by day. Day 1. The Green Heart, Stanley Park, and West End. Start the day by renting a bike on Denman Street. Enter Stanley Park, one of the largest urban parks in North America. Cycle along the seawall, the 6-mile waterfront boardwalk. Stop at the First Nations totem poles, the view of the Lions Gate Bridge and Third Beach. Entrance to the park is free. Visit the Vancouver Aquarium located inside the park. It is an incredible marine rescue center where you see otters and sea lions. The ticket costs about $30. Have lunch on Denman Street full of Asian and ramen restaurants. In the afternoon, walk along English Bay Beach and see the amazing laughter statues. Stay for the sunset, which is the most beautiful in the city. Have dinner at Cactus Club Cafe on the beach for a typical Vancouver experience. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Vancouver is to choose between the hustle of downtown or the calm near the park. The first option and the most practical is downtown. The advantage is that you are close to Robson Street Waterfront Station and Canada Place. The disadvantage is that it is a busier and noisier area. The second option is the West End. The advantage is being a charming residential neighborhood right next to Stanley Park and the beach. The disadvantage is that it is a little further from the SkyTrain Metro. The third, more modern option is Yaletown. The advantage is the chic nightlife and restaurants. The disadvantage is the high price. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region. Staying near a SkyTrain station, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and free cancellation. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM, cell phone, chip discounted travel insurance tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account to carry Canadian dollars paying much lower fees. Save this page in your favorites. Day 2. History and panoramas. Gastown and Canada Place. In the morning, go to Waterfront Station. Walk to Canada Place and see the architecture that resembles ship sails. Do Fly Over Canada, a sensational 4D flight simulator that takes you flying over Canada. It costs about $25. Walk to the historic district of Gastown. See the steam clock that whistles every 15 minutes. Explore souvenir shops and indigenous art galleries. For lunch, eat at the Old Spaghetti Factory, a cheap and fun classic. In the afternoon, go up the Vancouver Lookout at the Harbour Centre Tower for a 360-degree view. It costs about $15. Walk to Robson Street, the main shopping street, and go to the Vancouver Public Library, which resembles the Coliseum. Have dinner with a Japadog Japanese hot dog at one of the street stalls. Day 3. Art and Market. Granville Island and Kitsilano. Start the day by taking the Aquabus, or False Creek Ferry, small boats that cross the bay. Get off at Granville Island. Explore the public market, an incredible public market. Taste fruits, cheeses, and the famous donut from Lee S. Donuts. The crossing costs $3 and the visit is free. Have lunch at the market, buying various snacks, or at Go Fish for fresh fish and chips. In the afternoon, take the boat to the Maritime Museum and walk to Kitsilano Beach. It is the trendiest beach with a giant saltwater pool. Visit the Museum of Vancouver if you like local history. Have dinner on West 4th Avenue in Kitsilano, full of yoga shops and organic restaurants. Day 4. Radical Nature. Capilano and Grouse Mountain. In the morning, take the free shuttle at Canada Place to Capilano Suspension Bridge. It is a park in the forest with a giant suspension bridge that swings. It costs about $55. If you want to save money, go to Lynn Canyon Park, which is free, and also has a bridge and trails. In the afternoon, take the bus or gondola to Grouse Mountain. Take the Skyride cable car to the top of the mountain. See the grizzly bears Grinder and Kula in the refuge and the lumberjack show. The gondola ticket costs $65. The view of the city from up there is unbeatable. Have dinner at the restaurant on top of the mountain watching the sunset. Day 5. Gardens and Heights. Queen Elizabeth Park and Main Street. Start the day at Queen Elizabeth Park, the highest point in the city. The gardens are impeccable. Visit the Bluedell Conservatory, a tropical greenhouse with free-flying birds. It costs $6. Have lunch at Seasons in the park with a panoramic view. In the afternoon, head down to Main Street in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood. It is Vancouver's hipster area, full of thrift stores, record shops, and street art murals. Have a coffee at one of the local roasters. Visit Science World, the giant silver ball if you are with kids. It is a fantastic science museum. Day 6. Day trip. Whistler or Victoria. If you have one more day, take a day trip to Whistler. Take a bus at the Central Station, or rent a car and drive along the Sea to Sky Highway, one of the most beautiful roads in the world. The trip takes 2 hours. In Whistler, ride the Peak 2 Peak gondola that connects 2 mountains. Another option is to take the ferry boat and go to Victoria, the provincial capital on Vancouver Island. Visit Butchart Gardens and the Inner Harbor. It is a long, full-day tour, but worth it. An important tip is to buy tickets for attractions in advance. Capilano Bridge and Flyover Canada have scheduled times and sell out. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets for the lowest price. It is the largest tour site in the world, and you buy in dollars, saving fees. Now let us talk about transportation. How to get around Vancouver. To arrive, you will fly to Vancouver International Airport YVR. The best and cheapest way to leave there is the SkyTrain Canada line, which drops you downtown in 25 minutes and costs about $7. To get around within the city, do not rent a car. It is the worst idea. Traffic on bridges is heavy and parking is extremely expensive. Public transport is fantastic. Use the SkyTrain and buses. The golden tip is to buy the Compass card at machines and load it with credit, or buy the Day Pass, which costs about $8 and gives unlimited travel in all zones. The system integrates Metro buses and the Seabus ferry to the north. Uber and Lyft work very well. Quick shopping tips. Robson Street. For global brands, Zara, Sephora, Muji, and the Root Store. Alberni Street for luxury brands, Prada, Gucci. Gastown for souvenirs. Indigenous art and local design shops. MacArthur Glen Outlet near the airport for discounts on sports brands. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Canada, you need to be aware of the current rules. If you are a U.S. citizen, you just need your passport. For other nationalities, check if you need a visa or an electronic travel authorization called ETA, which is cheap and fast. Always check the updated rules with the consulate before boarding, as diplomatic rules can change. And second, travel insurance. Medical costs in Canada are extremely high, and an emergency can cost thousands of dollars. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use, which always finds insurance for half the price, comparing the best insurers on the market. We will leave the link in the description for you to guarantee this protection. And how much does it cost to eat in Vancouver? A Japa dog costs $6. A sushi combo lunch costs $10. A seafood dinner in a medium restaurant about $40. The golden tip is to eat Asian food, which is cheap and high quality. And what to do at night? Granville Street downtown closes to cars on weekends and gets full of clubs and bars. Yaletown has sophisticated cocktail bars and terraces. Gastown has great craft beer pubs. And if you are traveling with kids, they will love Science World, the Vancouver Aquarium, and the water park at Granville Island in the summer. If you liked this detailed itinerary, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and safe travels.